AZLAN ADNAN, MA, presents Non-Food Uses of Cocos Nucifera, Thursday the 23rd of July 2026. Introduction. The coconut palm, Cocos Nucifera, often celebrated as the tree of life, has earned this distinction not merely because it provides food and drink, but because virtually every part of the tree serves valuable non-food purposes. Across the tropical world, the coconut has supplied building materials, medicines, cosmetics, household goods, textiles, fuel, agricultural inputs and industrial raw materials for thousands of years. Long before the emergence of modern sustainability movements, traditional societies had already embraced a near-zero waste utilization of the coconut palm. The trunk became timber, the leaves became roofing and baskets, the husk became ropes and mattresses, the shell became utensils and charcoal, while the oil found applications in medicine, personal care and lighting. Today, scientific research and industrial innovation have expanded these traditional applications into high-value products, ranging from pharmaceuticals and biomedical materials to activated carbon, biodegradable composites, horticultural substrates, cosmetics, and renewable biofuels. Coconut oil, understanding the different types. The term coconut oil encompasses several distinct products manufactured using different techniques. It is important to distinguish between conventional coconut oil and virgin coconut oil (VCO), as their production methods, chemical composition, and intended applications differ considerably. Conventional coconut oil. Conventional coconut oil is extracted from dried coconut kernel, known as copra. After harvesting, mature coconuts are split open and the white kernel is dried under the sun, in smoke kilns or mechanical dryers until the moisture content falls to approximately 6%. The dried copra is then mechanically pressed or solvent extracted to obtain crude coconut oil. Because the crude oil contains impurities, free fatty acids, pigments and odors, it is usually subjected to refining, bleaching and deodorization (RBD). The resulting refined coconut oil has a neutral color, odor and flavor and is widely used in industry. Refined coconut oil possesses excellent oxidative stability because it contains approximately 90% saturated fatty acids, predominantly lauric acid. This remarkable stability makes it suitable for soaps, detergents, lubricants, candles, cosmetics and numerous industrial applications. Virgin coconut oil, VCO. Virgin coconut oil differs fundamentally from conventional coconut oil because it is extracted directly from fresh coconut meat without first producing copra. The extraction process avoids excessive heat and harsh chemical refining, thereby preserving many naturally occurring antioxidants, polyphenols, tocopherols, and volatile aromatic compounds. Virgin coconut oil has become one of the highest value coconut products due to its purity, pleasant aroma, and broad applications in cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, and premium personal care products. Several production methods are employed. Traditional fermentation method. This centuries-old technique begins by grating fresh mature coconut meat and extracting coconut milk. The milk is left undisturbed for 1 to 3 days. Natural enzymes and microorganisms gradually separate the oil from the water and protein layers. The oil floating on top is carefully collected, filtered and stored. Although yields are relatively low, this method requires minimal equipment and remains common among rural communities throughout South and Southeast Asia. Natural gravity separation. Fresh coconut milk is allowed to stand without fermentation. Over time, the cream rises naturally, allowing the oil to separate under gravity. The oil is then skimmed and filtered. This method reduces microbial fermentation while maintaining relatively high product quality. Cold pressing. Fresh coconut kernel is mechanically pressed using specialized expellers operating at relatively low temperatures. Minimal heating preserves delicate bioactive compounds while producing a premium quality virgin coconut oil suitable for cosmetic and pharmaceutical use. Centrifugal extraction. Fresh coconut milk is subjected to high-speed centrifugation. The centrifugal force rapidly separates oil, water, and protein fractions according to their densities. Because the process requires little or no heating, the resulting oil exhibits excellent clarity, low moisture content, and extended shelf life. Many commercial manufacturers regard centrifugation as one of the most efficient techniques for producing pharmaceutical-grade VCO. Enzymatic extraction. Specific food-grade enzymes are introduced to break down proteins and cell walls surrounding oil droplets. The oil is then separated with minimal heating. Enzymatic extraction generally produces high yields while preserving sensitive phytochemicals. chilling and freeze separation. Some premium producers employ controlled cooling to separate oil from coconut milk. As temperatures decrease, the oil naturally separates from the aqueous phase before filtration and bottling. Chemical characteristics. Both conventional coconut oil and VCO contain high concentrations of medium-chain fatty acids, particularly lauric acid, caprylic acid, and cupric acid. Virgin coconut oil generally retains higher concentrations of natural antioxidants, phenolic compounds, and vitamin E because it is not subjected to high-temperature refining. These naturally occurring compounds contribute to the oil's stability and make it particularly attractive for premium cosmetic formulations. Ayurveda and traditional medicine. For over 2 millennia, coconut oil has occupied an important position in Ayurveda, the traditional medical system of India. It is regarded as a cooling oil that calms excess pitta, heat, while nourishing the skin, scalp, and nervous system. Rather than being used alone, coconut oil frequently serves as the base oil for numerous medicated herbal preparations known collectively as tailam or thailam. These formulations combine coconut oil with carefully selected medicinal herbs, roots, flowers, and barks that are gently infused into the oil over many hours. Among the best-known coconut oil-based Ayurvedic oils is Nilabringadi Thailam, perhaps the most famous preparation for scalp and hair care. It contains herbs such as bringraj, Eclipta alba, indigo, Indigofera tinctoria, amla, Philanthus emblica, and licorice. Traditionally, it is massaged into the scalp to nourish hair follicles, reduce premature graying, alleviate dandruff, and promote healthy hair growth. Bringamalakadi Thailam is another classical hair oil combining bringraj and Indian gooseberry. It is valued for strengthening hair roots, cooling the scalp, and maintaining healthy hair pigmentation. Kshirabala Thailam, prepared from coconut oil together with bala, Pseudocordifolia, and milk, is widely employed in therapeutic head massage, Shiro Abhyanga, and whole-body massage, Abhyanga. Ayurvedic practitioners prescribe it for neurological disorders, muscle weakness, insomnia, anxiety, and recovery after stroke. Dhanwantaram Thailam is one of Ayurveda's most respected massage oils. Although sesame oil is often used as its primary base, regional formulations in Kerala frequently incorporate coconut oil. Rich in numerous medicinal herbs, it is extensively used for prenatal and postnatal massage, musculoskeletal disorders, rehabilitation, and sports injuries. Karpuradi Thailam, containing natural camphor dissolved in coconut oil, is applied externally to relieve muscle pain, joint stiffness, sprains, and congestion. The cooling effect of coconut oil complements the counter-irritant properties of camphor. Murivana Thailam, originating from Kerala, is formulated using coconut oil infused with herbs such as aloe vera, betel leaf, and moringa. It is traditionally applied to wounds, fractures, ligament injuries, bruises, and inflammation, and remains widely used in Ayurvedic orthopedic practice. Iladi Thailam is primarily a dermatological preparation. It contains aromatic herbs including cardamom, cinnamon, and sandalwood infused into coconut oil. It is applied to the face and skin to improve complexion, relieve itching, and soothe inflammatory skin conditions. For facial massage, coconut oil-based formulations are appreciated for their excellent skin compatibility, moisturizing properties, and ability to reduce transepidermal water loss. Gentle massage of the face and scalp also forms part of traditional Ayurvedic daily self-care, dinacharya, promoting relaxation, improving circulation, and maintaining healthy skin. Cosmetics and personal care. Virgin coconut oil has become a major ingredient in the global cosmetics industry. It functions as an emollient, moisturizer, skin protectant, and carrier oil for essential oils. It is incorporated into facial creams, body lotions, lip balms, sunscreens, massage oils, baby products, shaving creams, bath oils, and anti-aging formulations. Hair care products represent one of its largest markets. Coconut oil penetrates the hair shaft more effectively than many vegetable oils, reducing protein loss during washing and improving hair strength. Consequently, it appears in shampoos, conditioners, leave-in treatments, hair serums, and scalp tonics. Soap manufacturers have long valued coconut oil because of its exceptionally high lauric acid content. Sodium laurate produces hard soaps with abundant, stable lather even in seawater or hard water. Pharmaceutical applications. Modern pharmaceutical research has expanded the medical applications of coconut-derived products. Virgin coconut oil serves as an excipient and carrier for topical medications, transdermal formulations, and herbal extracts. It is also incorporated into ointments, creams, and medicated balms. Medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, purified from coconut oil, have become valuable pharmaceutical ingredients because they are rapidly absorbed and metabolized. MCTs function as carriers for fat-soluble drugs, nutritional supplements, and specialized medical nutrition products. Researchers are also investigating coconut-derived lipids as components of nanocarriers, liposomes, and lipid nanoparticles for advanced drug delivery systems. Industrial applications. Coconut oil serves as an important renewable industrial feedstock. Its fatty acids undergo chemical modification to produce surfactants, detergents, lubricants, hydraulic fluids, plasticizers, resins, synthetic rubber additives, textile processing chemicals, and biodegradable solvents. Fatty alcohols derived from coconut oil constitute essential raw materials in shampoos, toothpaste, household cleaning products, and industrial detergents. Coconut methyl esters also contribute to biodiesel production, offering a renewable alternative to petroleum-derived diesel fuel. Coconut shell. The coconut shell possesses exceptional hardness due to its highly lignified structure. Traditionally, shells have been fashioned into bowls, ladles, cups, spoons, musical instruments, decorative carvings, and jewelry. Industrially, coconut shells represent one of the world's finest raw materials for activated carbon. High-temperature carbonization followed by activation creates an extremely porous material capable of absorbing gases, organic chemicals, and heavy metals. Activated carbon derived from coconut shells is widely employed in municipal water treatment, air purification systems, gas masks, pharmaceutical purification, gold recovery, aquarium filtration, and industrial wastewater treatment. Activated carbon from coconut shells. Among all non-food products derived from Cocos Nucifera, activated carbon produced from coconut shell is arguably the most technologically sophisticated and economically valuable. Coconut shell is considered one of the world's premier raw materials for activated carbon because it is exceptionally hard, dense, and rich in lignin, properties that enable the production of a carbon material with very high mechanical strength and an extremely well-developed pore structure. What is activated carbon? Activated carbon, often called activated charcoal, is a form of carbon that has been specially processed to create an enormous internal surface area. The word activated does not mean that the carbon is chemically energized. It refers to the development of a highly porous structure capable of absorbing molecules onto its surface. Ordinary charcoal is simply carbonized organic material. Activated carbon, by contrast, contains millions of microscopic pores that dramatically increase its available surface area. 1 gram of high-quality coconut shell activated carbon may possess a surface area of 800 to 1,500 square meters, roughly equivalent to several tennis courts compressed into a teaspoon of powder. This enormous surface area is the key to its remarkable adsorptive capacity. Adsorption versus absorption. Activated carbon works primarily through adsorption, not absorption. In absorption, a substance penetrates into the bulk of another material, as water is absorbed by a sponge. In adsorption, molecules adhere to the surface of a material. Activated carbon captures contaminants because they become attached to the walls of its microscopic pores through van der Waals forces, hydrophobic interactions, and other surface phenomena. This distinction is fundamental. The effectiveness of activated carbon depends not on how much material it can soak up, but on how much surface area is available for contaminants to attach to. Step 1. Carbonization. The production of activated carbon begins with carbonization. Cleaned coconut shells are heated in the absence of oxygen, typically at temperatures of 400 to 700 degrees Celsius. Because oxygen is excluded, the shells do not burn. Instead, volatile compounds such as water vapor, methane, hydrogen, and various organic vapors are driven off. What remains is a hard, carbon-rich material known as char or carbonized coconut shell. At this stage, the material is still not activated. Although it contains some pores, most are closed or poorly developed, and its adsorptive capacity is relatively limited. Step 2. Activation. Activation is the critical step that transforms ordinary char into activated carbon. 2 principal methods are used. Physical activation. In physical activation, the carbonized shell is heated to approximately 800 to 1000 degrees Celsius while steam, carbon dioxide, or a combination of both is passed through it. The hot gases react with portions of the carbon according to reactions such as C plus hydrogen oxide right, pointing arrow CO plus H2, C plus CO2, right pointing arrow to CO. These reactions selectively remove carbon atoms from the internal structure, enlarging existing pores and creating new ones. The process resembles microscopic etching, gradually opening an intricate network of channels throughout the carbon particle. Steam activation is particularly common for coconut shell carbon because it produces a highly microporous structure ideal for water purification and air treatment. Chemical activation. In chemical activation, the raw material is impregnated with activating agents such as phosphoric acid, potassium hydroxide, zinc chloride, or other chemicals before heating. The chemicals dehydrate the biomass and promote pore formation at lower temperatures, typically 400 to 700 degrees Celsius. After activation, the product must be thoroughly washed to remove residual chemicals. Chemical activation is widely used for wood and agricultural residues, but coconut shell activated carbon intended for drinking water and pharmaceutical applications is more commonly produced by steam activation because it avoids residual chemical concerns. How activation changes the material. The transformation from carbonized shell to activated carbon is profound. Ordinary coconut shell char is relatively dense, has a modest surface area, and contains many inaccessible pores. Activated carbon has a vastly greater surface area, a highly interconnected pore network, lower bulk density, and dramatically higher adsorptive capacity. The difference is not merely quantitative but qualitative. Non-activated charcoal may remove some color and odor compounds, but activated carbon can efficiently remove dissolved organic contaminants, chlorine, pesticides, volatile organic compounds, and many other molecules present at very low concentrations. The importance of pore size. Not all activated carbons are the same. Their performance depends heavily on pore size distribution. Micropores, less than 2 nanometers, provide most of the surface area and are particularly effective for small molecules such as chlorine, solvents, and many dissolved organic compounds. Mesopores, 2 to 50 nanometers, are important for larger molecules such as dyes and humic substances. Macropores, greater than 50 nanometers, act mainly as transport channels that allow contaminants to reach the smaller adsorption sites deeper within the particle. Coconut shell activated carbon is especially valued for its exceptionally high micropore content, which makes it highly effective for purifying drinking water and treating gases. Why coconut shell is superior? Compared with wood, peat, or coal, coconut shell offers several advantages. It has high hardness and abrasion resistance, so the particles generate less dust during handling. It possesses a naturally high lignin content, which yields a strong carbon matrix after activation. It produces a high proportion of micropores, and can be sourced from an agricultural byproduct that would otherwise have relatively low economic value. These characteristics explain why many premium water filters specifically use coconut shell activated carbon. Water treatment applications. Water purification is the largest application. Activated carbon removes chlorine and chloramine, unpleasant tastes and odors, pesticide residues, industrial organic contaminants, trihalomethane precursors, pharmaceuticals and personal care product residues, and many volatile organic compounds. Municipal water plants often use large beds of granular activated carbon (GAC), while household filters use cartridges containing granular or powdered activated carbon. Air and gas purification. Activated carbon is equally important in air treatment. It is used in respirator cartridges and gas masks, indoor air purifiers, solvent recovery systems, industrial exhaust treatment, refrigerator and automotive cabin filters, and odor control systems in wastewater facilities. Because gases diffuse rapidly into the micropores, activated carbon can capture many volatile organic compounds that would otherwise remain in the air. Pharmaceutical and medical uses. Medical-grade activated carbon has a long history in toxicology. In emergency medicine, it may be administered orally after certain poisonings to absorb drugs and toxins in the gastrointestinal tract before they are absorbed into the bloodstream. Activated carbon is also used in pharmaceutical manufacturing for decolorization and purification of solutions, removal of trace impurities, purification of antibiotics and vitamins, and treatment of processed water. Food and beverage processing. Although this article focuses on non-food uses, it is worth noting that activated carbon is extensively used as a processing aid in the food and beverage industry. It is employed for sugar decolorization, purification of alcoholic beverages, removal of off flavors, and clarification of various liquid products. Environmental remediation. One of the fastest growing applications is environmental cleanup. Activated carbon is used to treat contaminated groundwater, industrial wastewater, landfill leachate, petroleum spills, and soil contaminated with organic pollutants. In many remediation systems, contaminated water is passed through activated carbon columns, after which the spent carbon can often be regenerated and reused. Regeneration. A major advantage of activated carbon is that it is not necessarily a single-use material. Spent activated carbon can be thermally regenerated by heating it in specialized furnaces at high temperatures under controlled conditions. Adsorbed contaminants are driven off or destroyed, and much of the pore structure is restored. This ability to regenerate the material significantly improves its economic and environmental performance. Conclusion: activated carbon derived from coconut shell is far more than ordinary charcoal. Through controlled carbonization followed by activation, a dense agricultural byproduct is transformed into an advanced porous material, possessing an immense internal surface area and extraordinary adsorptive power. The activation process creates a microscopic architecture that gives activated carbon properties fundamentally different from those of non-activated carbon: vastly greater surface area, a highly developed pore network, and the ability to remove contaminants present at extremely low concentrations. These unique characteristics have made coconut shell activated carbon indispensable in water purification, air treatment, medicine, pharmaceuticals, environmental remediation, and numerous industrial processes, illustrating how a traditional tropical crop has become a critical material in modern public health and environmental technology. Coconut husk and coir. Ground coconut shell is also incorporated into brake linings, automotive clutch facings, abrasive materials, and composite engineering plastics. The fibrous husk surrounding the nut yields coir, one of the world's most durable natural fibers. For centuries, coir has been spun into ropes, fishing nets, brushes, floor mats, mattresses, and erosion control blankets. Modern horticulture has transformed coconut coir into a premium growing medium. Coir retains moisture exceptionally well while maintaining excellent aeration, making it ideal for greenhouse cultivation, hydroponics, mushroom production, and nursery propagation. Compressed coir blocks are exported globally as sustainable alternatives to peat moss, reducing pressure on fragile peatland ecosystems. Coconut leaves. Coconut leaves continue to serve rural communities throughout the tropics. They are woven into roofing thatch, baskets, hats, fans, sleeping mats, containers, and ceremonial decorations. The leaf midribs provide material for brooms, while the leaflets are employed in traditional handicrafts and festive ornaments. Coconut timber. Old coconut palms that have completed their productive life can be converted into coconut timber, commonly known as coconut wood or cocoa wood. Its attractive grain has made it increasingly popular for furniture, flooring, interior paneling, decorative veneers, and architectural applications. Using senescent palms as timber reduces pressure on tropical hardwood forests while generating additional income for coconut farmers. Sap and biomaterials. Although coconut sap is best known as a food product, its sugars also serve as feedstocks for fermentation industries producing bioethanol, organic acids, and biodegradable chemicals. Researchers are exploring coconut-derived cellulose, lignin, and fibers for biodegradable packaging, sustainable composites, biomedical scaffolds, wound dressings, and tissue engineering. Nanocellulose extracted from coconut fibers shows promise in advanced materials due to its remarkable strength, lightweight, and biodegradability. Renewable energy. Nearly every component of the coconut palm contributes to renewable energy production. Shells and husks serve as biomass fuels for electricity generation and industrial boilers. Pyrolysis converts coconut biomass into biochar, bio-oil, and combustible gases. Biochar simultaneously improves soil fertility while sequestering atmospheric carbon, contributing to climate change mitigation. Environmental applications. Coconut-derived materials are increasingly replacing petroleum-based products. Coir geotextiles stabilize slopes, prevent soil erosion, and facilitate ecological restoration. Activated carbon purifies drinking water and industrial effluents, while biodegradable coconut fiber composites reduce dependence on synthetic plastics. The coconut palm therefore represents one of the most sustainable crops in the tropical world, providing renewable materials with minimal waste and relatively low environmental impact. Future prospects. Advances in biotechnology, green chemistry, and materials science continue to uncover new applications for Cocos nucifera. Researchers are developing biodegradable polymers, nanocomposites, biomedical implants, advanced filtration systems, renewable chemicals, and high-performance engineering materials derived from coconut biomass. As the global economy shifts towards renewable resources and circular manufacturing, the coconut palm is poised to play an increasingly important role in sustainable development. Conclusion: the non-food uses of Cocos nucifera demonstrate why the coconut palm has long been revered as the tree of life. From ancient Ayurvedic medicine and traditional craftsmanship to modern pharmaceuticals, biotechnology, and renewable industrial materials, virtually every component of the palm possesses economic and practical value. What was once regarded primarily as an agricultural crop has evolved into a versatile industrial resource supporting medicine, cosmetics, engineering, environmental protection, and sustainable manufacturing. As demand grows for renewable, biodegradable, and environmentally responsible materials, the coconut palm will remain one of humanity's most valuable botanical resources, continuing a legacy of usefulness that spans millennia.